Hey everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a good 4th of July day sales event, or as Kabam has been, rebranding it here, the Fun in the Sun event. Um, they're kind of rebranding it at least because on the website it's still the July 4th sale, but that's okay. It's early in the rebranding, and honestly, I like that they're rebranding it because, well, hey, the event doesn't always land on the 4th of July anyway. So maybe I'll just call it the summer sale because, I'm used to Steam anyway, so sounds nice. Um, but unfortunately, that's one of the very few positive things I could say about this event because I see this event as by far the worst 4th of July event that we've ever had. As a matter of fact, 4th of July and Cyber Weekend, they're often comparable, although, Kabam has made some tweaks, some slight differences to them over the years. But they're still fairly comparable events, and yeah, I would say this event is by far worse than any Cyber Weekend event we've ever had either. Uh, when I saw this rank 4 to 5 rank up gem in the Odin, I was very surprised. Legacy and I we were talking on stream a few days ago, and he was working on his prediction video, and he was like, "Hey, I'm curious. Do you think they're gonna put a 4 to 5 rank up gem in the Odin?" And I was like, "Man, I don't think so." But we did a poll anyway, and just kind of gauged the community aspect out of like, man, do people think there's gonna be a 4 to 5 gem in here? And I think Legacy and I both came to the conclusion that it would be too good. I was assuming 7-star shards. I was assuming a good deal of catalyst that would, not quite be as high value as a full 4 to 5 rank up gem, but enough that you can decide on, ranking up 6-star champs or ranking up 7 stars, but just, slightly lower than this rank up gem. But no, man, they just went all out here with that rank up gem. And, well, it started making me think about my own account. And on my own account here, if I were to pick up that offer, that would be my first rank 5. I actually don't have any. And I do have the catalyst for 1, but I'm saving it for 7 stars. These are all my 4 stars at the moment. So, but that's not quite fair, right? Because, I am not playing at the I'm not doing all the bleeding edge progression of AQ, AW, all that stuff, right? So, but it did make me the first thought I had was like, dude, if I do a new account challenge starting today, maybe I'd have to pick up an offer or two along the way from like the Thronebreaker set or something. But I could probably race my way to Paragon with a little bit of the other offers to boost. And I could probably race my way to Paragon within the span of a week before these offers go away. And then buy out all these offers. And then that new account would be stronger than my current account. And then I started thinking about my own account here. And I was like, well, but I would still want to play this account, right? Because, I mean, this account is special. And then I started thinking like, it's not that special. There's not really much for customization in this game, which is why I've been advocating for years now for a account progression rather than always being so focused on roster progression. Because a roster, yeah, man, champs. I mean, you can see here if I started a new account, the roster on my new account, it'd be better in a week. So on this account here, like what is special? What's keeping me attached to it? Well, there's some profile pictures, I suppose. There's titles, but I mean, there's so many titles and new ones. They always come out, and so whatever. The Legends badge, I mean, that's really cool. But honestly, it's been becoming more and more available, and I could just get it on the new account and. I guess really just the name of this account, and that's about it. That's pretty cool. It's my own name, so love having that. But That's the only thing that would actually keep me playing this account rather than just being like, I'll just make a new account. you know? So it's just crazy that an entire account, all those years of progression, completely irrelevant. I don't want to say completely irrelevant actually, because of course there's like 2 stars and 3 stars in there, and all the like the lower star. But in terms of like the peak power, completely irrelevant. It would just be replaced and completely outpaced by just scooping up the offers that came out today. Which, yeah, it's a little disheartening. But then I started again, like, okay, but I'm not playing at the highest level, so is that really fair for me to even compare it to my own account? Well, then I saw some numbers from Cam. Cam, who of course has his own YouTube channel, and he just did a stream today, opening up stuff, and he's not a free-to-play player, so he picked up some offers, and which is totally cool, by the way. Like I real quick, I need to absolutely stress this point that. My commentary here, it's about the game and the state of the game and how it makes me feel playing the game. I have nothing against anyone, buying offers and stuff like that. It's more of I wish Kabam didn't offer some of this stuff because of the way it makes me feel about the time that I spend in game. But yeah, I have nothing against anyone buying offers. If you're picking this stuff up and you're having a great time with it, awesome. Continue to have that great time. And I'll be live later tonight. Feel free to show off some of the stuff you got, But anyway, so, Cam, he just left for Loki very recently, but up until then we were alliance mates. He's been in for Loki for the longest, still participating in the highest levels of AQ and AW and pushing battlegrounds and all that stuff. And he was up to 7, he said, 7 rank 5s. That includes the unused materials, because I think he said he only had like 6 plus catalysts or whatever. So, but like a max potential of 7 rank 5s. And after today, that went to 17. Which is more than double that original 7 number. So again, looking at Cam's account and all of the effort and progression that he's put in to his account, and not even being a free-to-play player, picking up offers over the years and everything, for him to also be in the same position where he could have started a new account and had a higher top-end power level within a week's time, compared to everything that he's done in the years past, it's bananas, dude. It's completely bananas. And then I realized, put our 2 accounts together and it still wouldn't match up compared to one brand new account. The amount of years that we've put into both of our accounts, if you combine those ages, dude, almost old enough to drive at that point, it's something like 15 years of game time or something, and to be replaced by this one event, I mean, it's, what does this game become? Jesus, man, I'm not sure what else to say about it, other than, yeah, of course I wish it wasn't this way, but this is the way that it is. So, I mean, let's talk a little bit more about some of the other things going on here, though. So there's actually 2 different Odins to pick up. So some people were questioning, like, if we'd be able to double up on the offers on, like, the online store, right? And turns out you don't even gotta go to the online store. You could double up right here. It's different things. This is a relic based one, but I think you can get both. Maybe you can't even get both. But no, I mean, they each have limit 4, right? It's not a choose one. So someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe what you can do here is you can get 8 Odin's worth, and then an additional one of each of these on the store for a total of 10. So that takes the original number that the devs thought was, fair and balanced in a way that, like, of course, spenders still get an advantage, which was kind of the terms that I agreed to when I, was playing this game at a higher level of, like, yeah, okay, that's fine. People supporting the game and all get the advantage, and that's cool. Of like max limit 3 for these bundles is now up to 10. Because it went from 3 to 4 to what I thought was going to be 5, adding one of the Odins on the website, but it's actually 10. So that's the thing. I don't know how many people would really max out this bundle, so this probably doesn't matter as much, just the relic one. But even if we're just looking at the Odin with the rank up gem, still went from 3 to in recent years 4 to now 5 with the store. And I just wonder, like, is that going to continue? Is it soon going to be 6 and then just a full on 4 in the in-game, 4 in the store? Like, what's the deal there? Why do the devs no longer think that the balance there matters? I just money, I guess, man. I don't know. But yeah, that balance, clearly that's completely gone, completely shattered. If again, all of that time spent on both mine and Cam's account could just be replaced in one event like this. So forget that. Yeah, I the offers, it's there's just too much here, man. There's just too much here. Let's talk about the unit side of things, because that has changed a bit as well. And this is kind of the other positive thing I can say. Let's pull up Cat's infographic, actually. The other positive thing I could say is that so it continues to be a 4-tier thing, where the first tier is the cheapest and then the price goes up, and then the final tier kind of used to be a bonus, but now, I don't even know if you could really consider it a bonus anymore. It was a bonus when we were used to the 3-tier system for years. But now let's just call it what it is. It's a standard 4-tier system. And the price has changed. It used to be like 1,000 for the first tier, now it's 750. And then it was either 4 or 5,000 for the second tier, depending on how they wanted to price things out. This time it's 3,000, and then it was either 9 or 10,000 for this final tier, and this is 7,500. And and then the bonus tier was between like 3 and 6,000. I think it was 6,000 one year at least, but for the most part, it's been 3,000. And I didn't hate that pricing, but it did feel like this does feel better. I would say this kind of breakdown, because a lot of the value was in that final offer anyway. So it was like by far blowing everything else out of the water. So the fact that they just made that one cost a bit more and reduce some of the cost for those, I think that's good. However, I also think it's kind of irrelevant at the same time, because I think if you're not picking up every single offer, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't recommend picking up the lower offers. Of course, that's going to be a judgment call for yourself to make. Maybe you're really close to a progression title, and in that case, okay, cool, Like, there's some instances where I could see it being a good thing to pick up the lower bundles, but for the most part, I would say if you don't have the units, I'd recommend just saving until you can get, the final bundle. Except now I'd also recommend saving to get the final 2 bundles. Because, well, now there's also this in-game event here, which will reward you additionally for not only going through this once, but twice. So it's not just the offers that are near double at this point in the cash shop, where it used to be 3, now we're up to 5, if you're not counting the relic bundle at least. So it's almost double what it used to be, and now this is beyond double of what it used to be, because it used to just be 15k max, then it went to 18k, And now we're up to 36K because you can actually make your selection once and then you can go through it again and make your selection again. And you're able to either, you're able to kind of jump around. So you could go like A, B, and then C, or B, B, A. It doesn't matter, right? And whatever you pick the first time, you could pick it a second time if you want. You're not forced to pick one of the leftover bundles. So whatever you feel is the highest value, you can get that twice, or you can kind of balance things out. It's totally fine. It's up to you. But personally, I just wouldn't touch it unless I could pick up every single offer, because, well, we know, the next big event that comes around, of course, it's going to be better than this one, and so on and so on. It's always going to be better. And I don't recommend saving units forever, but to get the most value out of them, yeah, you kind of want to get all of the included goodies along the way, especially a champion like this trophy champion, Jessica Jones, that is unable to be obtained anywhere else. So I wouldn't touch these until you can actually get everything. These events that, man, it's I'm trying to think of ways to kind of wrap my head around what's happening in game, and I think it's something like this, with the units costing more and the offers costing more. I mean, the units like being able to go through the unit thing twice, that just makes sense because, well, players are able to get way more units than they were previously through these offers with their limits increasing. But just the limits increasing in general, I'm trying to think like what happened to get us to this point. And I think this is what happened. There's only 4 quarters in a year, right? So the events, they start out, and it's basically just July 4th and Cyber Weekend. And in the kind of history of the gifting event video that I made a couple years ago, I showed that the early gifting event, it was nothing. It was like absolutely nothing. So then, of course, they turned that into the massive behemoth event that it is today. And then they rolled out these Deadpool spring cleaning event. So now we've got like a big event in every single quarter of the year. And what can you do? How do you squeeze in more events? Well, it might not be possible. It might be like a street. Imagine like building houses on a street, and hey, this street only has room for 4 houses. But that can only fit so many people. So then what do you do? Well, you just start to turn those houses into like skyscrapers, Instead of spreading out more offers throughout the year, they've got their 4, and now they're turning these offers into high rises where just keep stacking on more and more purchase limits, because, well, that's the way to make more money. That's the way to keep the revenue stream rolling. And yeah, man, like I said, if you're having a good time with this, awesome. Show me the polls you got later. But for me, this is just like completely devastating, and just makes everything I feel in the game, just like the value of it is just plummeted. If it could all be replaced, years and years of effort outside of like my low star levels being replaced, because those wouldn't be replaced overnight, but I mean, come on, they get replaced well enough. The high level, the high end of my, it would just, oh man, completely replaced, and made all that time completely irrelevant. So I'm gonna, after this video and after maybe talking about it on stream a little bit, I'm just going to go back to pretending this stuff doesn't exist. And just still have my fun in the battlegrounds, but of course take the game for what it is at this point. And only put in so much time. Well, I mean, I already came to that conclusion a while ago, so it's not like things are going to be changing for me, but yeah, I'll continue that trend of just putting in only the amount of time that I want and not a minute more to, kind of feel like I'm wasting that time when I'm staring at offers like this. So, The one final thing I'll say is this does kind of confirm, by the way, that when I was trying to, when I made a video a few weeks or maybe a couple months at this point back talking about is it better to rank up 6 stars or 7 stars? I still feel like 6 stars are stronger for most people, but the reason I started leaning more towards 7 stars personally is because of the kind of next progression title. I just had this feeling like, yeah, it's probably going to be related to 7 stars. And it was kind of debatable. Some people were like, well, maybe Kabam will count 6 star rank 5s and 7 star rank 2s or something. I don't see how they could possibly do that when there's so many of these gems being given out. So I think it's going to be either 7 star related, quite possibly 7 star rank 3 related at this point. I don't know when the next title's coming out, but I've also seen some accounts that have a good number of 7 star, rank 2s due to a lot of, these catalysts and these bundles and stuff like that. So yeah, it might actually be 7 star rank 3, or there is a possibility that it'll still be ascended 6 stars, but yeah, I'm like more so believing than ever of what I was already leaning towards, that, yeah, 7 stars for the next progression title at least. So that's what I'll continue to do. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this event. I'll see you guys tonight to talk more.